What's up, everybody? You're not going to see any advertisements on YouTube because I can't sign into my flippin' account. I look all fuzzy because I'm logged into a different device. Trying this late night thing. God bless America. Had to sign into Rumble, had to sign into X, had to sign into Yahoo, had to sign into YouTube, had to sign into Restream, had to sign. It's like, ugh. 20 minutes of tapping my device and yes, click this and yes, click that. And here's a 6-digit code and tap one of these 3 numbers over and over and over, and it will not log me in. So now I'm working for free tonight. Imagine clocking into your job and you can't even clock into your job. No advertisements are rolling. Awesome. Holy shit, Super Bear. Super Bear's in the house. Super Bear, haven't seen you in a while. Wow. What's up, Super Bear? Oh, that's right. I got to every show I have to change all of these graphics. Every flippin' show. Honestly, my kingdom for a producer, I am so ready to work with a company that someone will just handle this shit and I can focus on the content. 15 years of that Bugs Bunny cartoon where he's the pitcher. Then he winds up and he throws the ball, then he runs and he grabs a bat and then he hits it. And then he runs into the outfield and then he catches it. And then he throws the ball to home plate and he's the catcher and he tags himself out running down the line from third. I am sick of having to be every position on the team. Yeah, no, that's exactly what you want. You want your host to come in complaining about the thing that they're doing, but you know what? I'm trying something new, and there's going to be a whole bunch of bumps in the road, and I'm trying not to cuss, you know? Trying to be good. And yeah, I look ghostly, don't I? Good times. Dina says, we still salute you. You're the best. YouTube probably just fucking with me. Yeah, I mean, it could be, David. It absolutely could be. Super Bear, say hello to all these new people. You're, hold on. I got to remember. Hold on. Super Bear's in, I keep wanting to say Connecticut, but it might be New Hampshire. Where are you at? You're in the Northeast somewhere. No, Maine. Maine. Is it Maine? Final answer, Maine. Doggone it. It's Vermont. Well, that's par for the course, right? That's just kind of how things are going today. Vermont. Dog. Well, hey, that's your fault for being gone so long. How's school going? Good to see you. Super busy with school in Vermont doing... Oh, and this stuff is the wrong... I got to click edit theme, click on base. I always have to change this. Imagine getting into your vehicle and every time your steering wheel is in the wrong position, your car seat is too close so you can't even get in the vehicle, or it's too far away where you can't touch the pedals. Every time I log into Restream, it does this. I mean, it is beyond frustrating. Anyway. How many acres? 300 acres? You just moved houses. Holy crap, Super. What grade are you in? What year of school are you in? You're a youngster, right? You're like Gen B or Gen C or Gen G. If it was Forrest Gump, you'd be Jedi. It's Gen A. Yeah, you're like Gen Alpha, right? No, you're not Gen Z. We've been over this. You were like right at the cutoff, weren't you? No, it's just great. I haven't had Super Bear in the chat for a while. It's been weeks and weeks and weeks. Anyway, good to have you here. Good to have everybody here. Smash the thumbs up button. I do resemble one of those UFO orbs all fuzzy around the edges. One of my favorite comedians, Mitch Hedberg, says, the problem with Bigfoot is he is fuzzy. I think he delivers it differently. He goes, Bigfoot is fuzzy. That's the problem. All right. And then he's done and he's on to the next joke. You're like, what is happening? Hello, Leanne. Liberty Tango in the house. Rob Conrad is here. David. I know, it looks like I'll be beamed up momentarily. No, wherever you are, we decided he's in Vermont, even though he did move houses recently with 300 acres. That's awesome. All right, let's launch the show. A bunch of Supreme Court rulings, all sorts of stuff happening in the news. Let's just jump into it, shall we? Broadcasting to you live from the Orion spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, somewhere outside of the Supreme Court building. My name is Brian Engelman. Today is, what the hell day of the week is it? Thursday, June 25, 2006. And this right here, the thing that you are watching. Ooh, watch this here. I got to take the chat off the screen. I'm ready to snap my fingers, even though it's going to be less effective since it's all blurry. I got to get this fixed. There we go. There we go. The TNAM PM show with Brian Engelman here on the New American Media. Smash a thumbs up button. Hit like, hit share, hit subscribe. I am not monetized on YouTube today. So if anybody wants to toss me a super chat or a Rumble rant or sign up to become a monthly sponsor on Patreon, YouTube, or Rumble, that would be appreciated. I'm not making those sweet, sweet pennies off of YouTube right now because I couldn't fit on my cell phone. I'm logged into my device. I cannot click to monetize it. There is no scenario where I would upload a video on YouTube for free. There's no scenario. I got bills to pay. I got mouths to feed, and ain't nothing in this world for free. You know you can't come down. You can't hold back all you know. You wish I could. I said there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good. Yeah. So anyway, here, let me hit that button, and it's at the bottom of the screen. If anybody wants to drop something in the tip jar, that's why I'm here to bartend. Working hard for the money. Yeah, I'm going to have to stop doing karaoke hour. Although I do need to go karaoke. Question of the day. Type it in the comments. I love to karaoke and I will karaoke soon. Do you agree or disagree with that statement? I love to karaoke and I will karaoke soon. Do you feel that way too? Tell me in chat. Agree or disagree? Okay, I think I got it. I had no volume for that, but I assume you can hear it. Anyway, lots of new stories. Great singing. How many songs? What did I do already? I mean, we're like a couple minutes in. I've already done Mitch Hedberg. A 7 foot would make the ultimate stocking stuffer. All right. He's on to the next joke. He's like, oh my God, dude. Yeah. Working hard for the money. Anyway, I've sung a bunch of things. David disagrees. He doesn't love to karaoke and he will not be doing it soon. Dina messed up doing karaoke. Doing Joan Jett. Yeah, well, you do it again. It's just karaoke. Oh, God. Whoa, what's up, Macabston? Haven't seen you in a minute. Happy to have you here. Oh, you know what? Here, let me play you something. Here's a song that I karaoke'd. Oh, God, am I really going to play this? You know what? I think I'm going to do it. What the hell? I'll... I typed in the name of my channel and it will not pull it up. It's got some black lady looking at me like sultry. Oh, come on. YouTube.com/ Okay. Here, let's pull it up on the screen. Remember when I told you about the Earth ships? I found the documentary. It's right in front of me. Here, let's pull it up on the screen. I swear, I'm going to get into stories. I promise. We will get into stories. But yeah, this is a late night hang, is it not? Let's try that. Yep. I like YouTube just fine. The letter U. That's me at the Earth ships doing a... You got volume? Is it going to play? Buffering. Oh, it's going to be like that?
now that I know a little better what's going on, to build a very, very simple airship. And that's mostly what I want to do, and put my attention on food growing because it's awesome. And I'm so tired of going to the grocery store. It pukes me out.
It pukes me out.
My name's Jacob. I come from Kentucky, and I came out here to learn about airships to set myself up to be in a great place later and to help out a lot of people.
I really enjoy building, and I'm interested in figuring out ways to build that work.
I'm Jacob.
Anyway, that's where that is. You asked me what's one of my favorite songs to karaoke. This is my band, Twist of Nothing, all sorts of uploads. Yeah, I had been doing, look at this. I forgot that I was doing this. I was doing music reactions. Sublime. What else did I do? Harry Mack, Tom McDonald. Look at that. Highly Suspect. I sort of forgot that I did that. All right. Let's play you this one. Why not? Is it going to load? You want to know what I like to karaoke? Buster. Come on. I like this one. Oh, come on. Man, the internet. Anyway, the internet sucks. I like karaokeing this song. It's a lot of fun. Over there in the corner singing. Then you Spotify. That's in yellow. She's dressed in yellow. Perfectly fine. Yeah, we're doing this. We're gonna watch this song. It's on karaoke. Oh, what a fun time capture. All right. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, because in the process of logging in today, it logged me into like all 7 of my YouTube accounts, except the one that I needed, which was pretty cool. There it is, Bust a Move. That's one of my 20 go-to songs. Super Bear loves it. That's a great song. You and your friends used to blast this song on the side by side and karaoke the shit out of it. Okay. Yeah, but you always get to ask a lady. You go, hey, you know this song? Can you sing that part? I don't know. If you want it, you got. They go, oh yeah, I know that. Can you sing that part? Come on. And you drag them up on stage, and so you got like a singing buddy. It's always fun. Anyway, thanks for being in here in our late night hang. We got 1,000 stories, so buckle up, Buttercups. The TNAM Daily Show starts now.
Your guide to the truth. The new AmericanMedia.com.
And actually, that part where I had the hand drum, it's called a doumbek. The bigger one's a djembe, and a smaller one's called a doumbek. So I'd be like, ba-da-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa. And then the drummer goes, ba-da-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa. You know, we were doing call and answer is what that's called. Percussive call and answer. The guy who says your guide to the truth, the new AmericanMedia.com. That's Sean Flynn. May he rest in peace. Cheers to Sean. Cheers to all the people in your life that are no longer with you. Shit, 2 members of my band are dead. Shirtless Dave, he's still living in Los Angeles. You can find Shirtless Dave on the podium in Blades of Glory with Will Ferrell. He was a really good ice hockey player, and so like he auditioned for this thing, and he got it. Yeah, that was a fun trip down memory lane. No buttercups here. We're tiger lilies. All right, I'll take that. McCobston. Thanks for sharing, Brian. It was fun. Super Bear Karaoke is the champ song. You just sit there, do nothing, and then you add one word. Tequila. Ah, goodness. Yes, seriously, RIP. Sean got into a motorcycle crash. Took him instantly. On the Pacific Coast Highway. And then, of course, most of you know my brother's story. We blame Fauci for that one. But anyway, Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. That was fun. All right. How's your night? Did I miss any big news? I got a ton of stories. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up my profile. Pop it on the screen here. Yeah, I'm in a totally different setup. On my normal setup, I have a separate keyboard. This one's up and elevated, so it's not a comfortable way to type at all. And on my other setup, I have a wireless mouse, so I have a good control, like a cockpit for the aircraft. This one is just wonky. It is not the best, but it's all right. Thanks for rolling with it. I just, people have been requesting, now wait a minute. This is supposed to be in black. Isn't there settings and privacy? Yeah, whatever. I'll do that later. And of course, our Patreon is pinned right here to the top of our X account. So if anybody wants to be like, yeah, I got $5 on that a month, I'll support Brian and the New American Media. That's how you do it. Super easy. Set it and forget it. All right. Let's listen to the DSA co-chair, Democratic Socialists of America.
Our candidates run as Democrats. We're
Man, this computer is struggling.
on the Democratic Party ballot line. We contest the primary.
If it can't handle playing YouTube videos, it might not handle ours.
And when they're in the legislature, they're
I sure hope it can, because I would like to do this show. Democratic Socialists of America co-chair.
our candidates run as Democrats. We're on the Democratic Party ballot line. We contest the primaries, and when they're in the legislature, they're part of the Democratic Party caucus. But we don't agree with the way the Democratic Party establishment organizes or
This might not let me play all these videos.
runs its party apparatus, and so we try to build independence by focusing on volunteer.
All right, I guess I got to read you all the stories like this. I guess I'm not going to be able to do a show on this
movement.
I thought I was. Anyway, the undercurrent says, let him summarize for you. We're using the Democrat Party as a ballot access vehicle, not because we share its goals. We build our own organization, get elected under the Democratic label, caucus with Democrats when it's useful, and push our own agenda from the inside. We see the Democratic establishment as an obstacle, not a home. Suicidal empathy is the phrase. Suicidal empathy is the phrase. You cannot be so inclusive that you let in your enemy that's trying to destroy you. That happens at the border. That happens in politics. These socialists, man, don't let them put Democrat in front of it. You're just a socialist. You don't get to. No, I don't recognize the fact that you can be a democracy and socialist. I don't recognize that. So I'm not going to call you that. You don't get to change your pronouns to Democratic Socialist from Socialist. I don't. No. Don't dead name me, bro. Okay. Well, it's an obstacle, not a home. Okay, the skiff here is making a claim. Significant findings from the new 799-page Dominion documents and the stolen 2020 election. Here we go. Let's give you some countervailing views on the screen next to all of my tip jars. Under duress, I have to tell you, for countervailing views, go to cisa.gov/rumor control, who.int, and what's the other one? cdc.gov for anything related to vaccines or COVID or the 2020 election that was totally legitimate. Those are your countervailing views to this view that it was absolutely stolen in 2020. They would take you down if you didn't do that. Actually, they wouldn't let you talk in the first place, but if they did, they'd take you down. Anyway, the claim from the Skiff account says ballots exceeded voters in 3 decisive states in the 2020 election. Michigan, where Dino's from, 499, 500,000 more ballots than voters. And the margin of victory was 154,000. Pennsylvania had 155,000 more ballots than voters. The margin of air quote victory for Joe Biden, my ass, 80,000. So like double. Fulton County alone there were 22,000 more ballots than voters, and the margin was half of that, 11,000. Each discrepancy independently exceeds its state's margin of victory, claims the SCIF. Public Interest Legal Foundation documented that Pennsylvania distributed approximately 3.1 million mail-in ballots in 2020, and that 440,000 of those were classified as unknown, meaning election officials had no record of what happened to them, whether they were returned, not returned, counted, or discarded. This is unbelievable. Pennsylvania's certified presidential margin of victory was 81,000 votes. The number of mail-in ballots whose chain of custody could not be reconstructed exceeded the certified margin by more than 5-1. Anyway, it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. You want to say there's no evidence? Well, awesome. Cool story. Just a slice and a fraction of how 2020 was stolen. Facts, examples, figures, etc. There's so much more, but one thing is for sure. Their claim is that it was stolen. So go get your countervailing views at cisa.gov/rumor control, because they're going to tell you that the only free and fair election was 2020. You know, Joe Biden, most popular guy ever. The child sniffer. The old crazy guy that nobody liked. He and Kamala were polling last and second last in their primaries. So, of course, they won. Come on. We're living in a cuckoo clock. All right? Aye. Now, this is a claim. I'm not familiar with this account, but this JFK Jr. account is claiming Hollywood actress, elitist Jennifer Gardner uploaded a video of herself reading a book called Secret Pizza Party. Let me ask Grok, is this true? Is this verified? Is this AI? Is this really Jennifer Garner? Reading a book to kids called Secret Pizza Party? Yes, the core facts are verified, but the conspiratorial framing is not. It's a stretched based on loose associations. She read this book to young students during a Save the Children literacy event in Yakima Valley, Washington. The claim here is that Save the Children is currently under investigation for child trafficking. The book Secret Pizza Party instructs children to keep secrets. In October of 24, BBC reported police in Guatemala raided 5 general offices of British aid agency Save the Children on Monday as a part of an investigation into alleged child abuse. Organization strongly denied any involvement or trafficking or abuse. No verified connections, but you know everything. You read the Epstein documents. You listened to Ben Swann's report, or the New American Media's report, or the New American Media's interview with Ben Swann. I actually don't think I booked him since he kind of was working on that story, though. I need to reach out, get him back on. All right. Well, put that on your radar and smoke it. Visegrad 24. I can't play you these videos, so some annoying video comes out where there's an 80-year-old woman being blocked by a second-generation migrant going up the stairs at a London subway. He says he's relaxing at the spot and refuses her access to the handrail, saying, "You've got legs." When she answers that she's 80, he says, "So?" And he just stays there blocking her. This girl's a 17-year-old volleyball player in Wisconsin, saying a dude tried to get in her locker room and play volleyball and smash them over the net, and really hoping that the Supreme Court does something about it. Wow, this device really may not be able to handle this streaming. Everything's locked up on my side, guys. I'm still here, but my screen is blank. I think I need to check and see what's going on. What? Why am I logged out of Rumble? Oh, this is just a wonderful evening. I'm still here, but my screen is blank. Oh, now wait a minute. I think I need to check and see what's going on. What? Why am I logged out of Rumble? Yeah, my computer's totally locked up and my green screen went away. Just a wonderful evening. I'm on a device. Virtual background shutdown. Another application may be using. That's great. Yeah, this is clearly not my studio backdrop. I'm on a different device in a different place, logged out of all of my accounts. Just being like, geez, I should go live at 9 o'clock. I should keep this going. Lips aren't moving. Video's freezing here as well. Bye-bye, bar. Super Bear says, bye-bye, bar. Bye-bye, bar, says Bear. Oh, man. This is not the background I wanted, which is why I put the background on. I do reselling. So this is like reselling stuff. This is all inventory. That bobblehead is mine. That Shaquille O'Neal and the Tim Couch. Some of this stuff I pick up, some of it not really, it's not mine. It's just stuff I sell on Whatnot, on eBay, Marketplace. Yeah, it is just a freaking, yeah, no, nice closet. Guys, I had a background and then the computer glitched and froze and it couldn't handle it. You know, the orb. So here, welcome to my resale studio. Freaking A. You know, maybe I could, I'm getting an idea. Maybe I could do this. Do I dare try it? Guys, I have a million stories to get to. Just bear with me for a second. We knew there were going to be bumps in this process. And the reason I said I didn't want to commit to an evening show is because I will not always be available to do it. But I want to make it work. I think it makes sense for a couple of reasons. And so there's going to be growing pains. There's going to be glitches and screw ups along the way. Welcome to one of them right now. You know what? No, I'm fine. I mean, I don't care that you're looking at my closet. Like, I do reselling. Welcome. It oftentimes, if you go on Whatnot, this is what will be behind me in my studio for live selling. So this is like a pseudo office. It's not really my there, let's do that. Let's get Pokemon. Can we do Pokemon background? See, it's got a price tag on it. I don't even have my ring lights set up. Okay, we better now. Got a Pokemon. Actually, I don't need to have that there. Yeah, we gonna get this. This gonna make sense, folks. There, how about that? Whew, all right. Super Bear is bearing with me. Rawr. All right, can we get back to the stories? I got so much. Let me guess. We might be able to play videos now. Let's see if this girl can speak.
My name's Ella Fry. I'm 17. I do long jump, I play volleyball, and I go to school in Richmond, Wisconsin. When my school let a biological male into the girls' restroom without telling the parents, I went to the school board with my name attached in my own town. I got bullied for it, harassed online, and some of the teachers even encouraged the harassment in the students. I'm still here because here's what I know. The net in women's volleyball is set nearly a foot lower with a reason. A biological male could hit a volleyball across that net with force that could seriously injure a girl. In track.
And it has injured girls.
All it takes is 3 biological males entering the women's category, and not a single girl will stand on the podium. I didn't speak up because it was easy. I spoke up because somebody had to. The Supreme Court is about to answer the question that every girl in America is asking. And we're ready. My name's...
Good for you. Bravo. Good job, parents. Yeah, we're waiting. I think they said Monday there's going to be some more Supreme Court stuff. WNBA suspended this Alyssa Thomas. Look at the arms on this Alyssa Thomas. This looks like a dude. I mean, that just, look at that. That looks like Myles Garrett. For her shocking fist to Caitlin Clark's throat, she's been suspended for a whopping one singular game. Look at these arms. She looks like Michelle Obama. I've said this before. Caitlin Clark needs to leave the WNBA. The WNBA needs her more than she needs them. She should go play in Ice Cube's pickup league, or she should start her own league. Screw them. Absolutely disrespected, absolutely targeted. A bunch of jealous, angry losers in that league. Got a little bit more on that because it's like, well, this is just one foul. People get fouled. No. It's foul what the WNBA is doing to her. Adam Carolla says they hate this country. Dr. Malouf made a post about Hassan Piker, an anchor baby born in New Jersey who was immediately taken back to Turkey, where he was raised and he lived until he was 18. Anchor baby. He grew up hating America, hating Christians, and hating Jews like everyone in Turkey. He came back to the U.S. as an adult to sow chaos. Aberkawas was born in New York to Palestinian Muslim parents. She grew up hating America and openly supports Hamas and Islamic Jihad, saying America deserved 9/11 because of Islamophobia. She won the Democratic primary for New York State Senate. Darializa Avila Chevalier was born in Florida to Dominican or Haitian parents, according to this post from Dr. Malouf. She converted to Islam, claiming that Palestine is the only thing that matters to her. She openly hates the United States, calling it a disgrace of a country, and was part of an organization that calls for its eradication. She won the Democratic primary for Congress in New York. The enemy is within the gates. The enemy is inside the gates, people. And there's your Democrats. I know, at the UFC fight. The Michelle Obama comment. Where am I at? Am I still on? No, I need to go back. There we go. Polymarket Sports is reporting that Iran wants FIFA to prevent any ceremonies or promotional activities in support of the LGB, etc. community. Is that true? Let's ask Gronk. Iran and Egypt? Yes, it's true. Both Iranian and Egyptian football federations asked to block ceremonies for LGB, etc. stuff. FIFA rejected the demands for a ban. It confirmed that rainbow flags and similar symbols are allowed in stadiums under the World Cup Code of Conduct, provided they follow size and It's a high-profile cultural clash with significant media coverage. Good. Hey, reasonable Democrats, if there are any of you, if there's any of you left, hey, reasonable Democrats. Hang on, how's this work? Oh, that could work. Reasonable Democrats. There's no coexisting with Islamic supremacists. LGB, etc., alphabet people, they hate you. MAGA people, Republicans, it's like, hey, do your thing. Just don't force it down people's throats. Don't groom and mess with kids' brains before they're 18. Just let them be kids. Stop pushing your stuff. Stop recruiting people. Stop confusing them. Stop pushing hormones. Stop chopping off useful body parts. Otherwise, you be you and you do you, boo. Don't care. We don't care. We're very libertarian. You do your thing. It doesn't matter. But this grooming kids and confusing kids, or playing volleyball against girls, or creeping in their locker rooms, no. That stuff is done. It's donezo. Nuh-uh. That should have never been the thing. But other than that, dude, it's a big country. Do your thing. Have a blast. Do your thing. Partnering up with Islamic supremacists, they want you. There is no comparison how different it is. And if I don't know how stupid these Democrats can be. I know there's well-intentioned people that just hate Trump. They're misguided, they're whatever. But I think inside their heart, they think they're doing the right thing. They're very ignorant, but like, there's good people trying to be good people somewhere in that. But in order to truly be a good person, you got to be educated. You have to like dig into the issues and just pick one issue a day. Spend 10, 15, 20 minutes researching it. No, not the people that lie to you on legacy media. No, nobody from MSNBC or CNN or NBC or CBS, none of those losers. They're called deep state losers, lying legacy media. You need to find the new American media because the old American media has failed you. Oh, quick programming note. Sometime soon, Strictly Football will be coming back. Myself, Mike Barra, Jim Mitchell, and who knows, maybe even Ezrael Robinson if we could find time now that he's enlisted in the Air Force. Start talking some football next season. That's Strictly Football on the Unhappy Hour Sports Show here on the New American Media. God, what are we on now? Season 3? We're at least on season 3. I don't think we're on season 4. I think it's season 3 coming up soon. I'm a big sports fan, so stay tuned. But this is great. I actually love stories like this. There is no coexisting. You and your Volvo coexist bumper sticker. Islamic supremacy. And don't call them Islamists. Don't call it Islam. Don't call it Muslims. Don't say radical Muslims. No. Literal Muslims. If they're not following their code of conduct, I think that's where after 9/11, people got locked into this. Oh, no, it's radical Islam. No, those are the violent ones. It's just a small radical group. You go, small? Excuse me, a small radical group? This is a massive group. And that's pretty standard across Islam. If you read the books, if you listen to the people preaching out there, they got stuff to say. If you don't want to listen, that's on you. But I love this. I love these cultural clashes. It's like, hey, you want to be pro-Palestine and pro, what do we got there? Pro-Egypt and pro-Iran. Alphabet community, they want to take you out. Not on a date, like take you out. So you might want to rethink your ridiculous alliances when you team up with the Democratic Socialists who put these people in there. Radical Islamists, radical people who can't stand this country. I love this story. I love everything about this story. Thank you for this story. Let's see how it plays out. Because this is on the heels of Major League Baseball trying to force players like, hey, now our logo's this alphabet flag. You must wear it. And you're like, I don't want to. Come on, I don't. This isn't about base. I just want to play baseball. Don't do this. Oh, are you a phobe? Are you a bigot? Are you a hater? Are you full of hate? You're like, leave me alone. I just want to play baseball. No, I don't. None of that. None of that. What I hate is being told what to do, like Jordan Peterson. You will not compel me to use pronouns. Thank you very much. Well, it's not a big deal. It bloody well is a big deal, he would say. So anyway, keep your eyes peeled on this. When do they play? June 2-6. Oh, that's tomorrow. Heck yeah. In Seattle, a designated Pride March. Let's go. Who's going to win this one? The alphabet people or the Islamist people? And just call them Islamic supremacists. For so many years, we've heard about this phantom white supremacy. It's like, I can think I'm awesome. I can think my culture's awesome. I can think my country's awesome. You don't need to add this word supremacist. I can just think that things are awesome. I'm going to look on the positive side. And I'm going to focus more on the good things than constantly staring in the rearview window. Yeah, some things that are regrettable happened years ago. They're not happening today. Yeah, but what? There's a reason your windshield is much larger than your rearview mirror. All right, cool story. Oh, this is good. Did you hear this quote from President Trump about taking on the commies? Let's go.
Endorsement of Zohran Mamdani means more than the endorsement of Hakeem Jeffries.
Well, they're going radical left. They're going really, you talk about the Democrat socialists. It's really communist. These people. I watched that woman last night. That's not a socialist. I know socialists. That woman is a communist. And what they don't say is that I was 16-0 last night. But mine were a little more boring, a little more mainstream. They were Republican conservatives, but we were 16-0. And if you look over the last 2.5 years, we're about 347 and just about 0. That's pretty good. But nobody writes that. But he picked 3. They won. They beat a guy named Dan Goldman, who's, a loser. He was one of my prosecutors, one of my many prosecutors that they used on me. Dan Goldman, not a good prosecutor, fortunately, but he's now looking for a job. I was very surprised to see, because he's a pretty liberal guy. When they go more liberal than Dan Goldman, they're really into Never Never Land.
Does this tell you that the Democratic Party's...
Love it. Yeah, I think he's excited for this. Game on. Check out earlier show today. SCOTUS win fast tracks TPS migrant removal. Senate battle on Save America Act goes nuclear. All right, let's listen to what's going on with Caitlin Clark, because it's not just that she's getting, look at this. Look at this. It's a hate crime, right? This isn't basketball. She's smiling and crushing her throat. This is like the reverse George Floyd. Right? George Floyd was on his stomach. She's on her back. She's black. She's white. Crushing her throat. Look at that. That's a grinding pulverization. Smiling. Look at her smile. Yeah. Look at her smiling. A demon. Tell me, is this basketball? Looks like a large black angry racist beating up the number 1 player in her league. Number 1 as far as selling tickets. Right? Look at the arms on this person, and look at her smile doing it. As she presses down, she smiles. She's getting off on this. I had to ask, is this AI? Is this a real video? Is this right there? Pushing down. Right there, you can see the shoulder and the bicep tense as she pushes, and as she pushes, she smiles. Fuck this bitch. Suspended for 1 game, 1 puny little game. To ignore the fact that she's getting absolutely hammered, specifically by a lot of the black players in this league, it's very obvious that there's a racial bent to this. They don't like the little white girl. There's more to it. It's not just this. How do I close this tab? Take a look. WNBA celebrated 30 years. 30th anniversary poster. Who's your number 1 draw? Well, that's easy. It's Caitlin Clark. It's not even close. Bunch of nobodies in this league. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this league. So they're celebrating their 30th anniversary. Look at all these great players that played. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, they didn't put their number 1 ticket draw in. Caitlin Clark's so popular, when she plays, they have to go to bigger venues. Because when you got some no-name WNBA team that nobody cares about versus some no-name WNBA team that nobody cares about, good luck selling 100 tickets, 1,000 tickets, 10,000 tickets. Have fun. When Caitlin Clark plays, you sell the place out. Except they keep injuring her intentionally. Look at her smile. Look at this bitch smile. Right there. As she pushes down, she's smiling. This is so George Floyd. Watch the lean in and the demonic smile. 1 game suspension. This massive lady needs to be suspended for the entire season. She should be kicked out of the fucking league. Just the more you watch this, the worse it gets. Oh, you're not looking? Ooh, I got this little white girl down here. There's a smile. I'm not imagining this or inventing this, right? Like, are you seeing exactly what I'm seeing? She's actively pushing down. The other white girl's like, you better get the hell out. She's like, no. What are you doing? Her hand's rubbing against her chest and her hand's like over here, like, get off of her. What are you doing? 1 game. Absolute joke. And the fact that she wasn't included on the 30 top players, WNBA 30, it's unbelievable. Let's listen to Colin Cowherd. This is culturally significant. Yeah, I know we could talk about the Strait of Hormuz and Iran and Ukraine, and we can talk about the Supreme Court. Like, yes. But this is culturally significant, very culturally significant. Let's listen to Cowherd's take on this.
I mean, it's either incompetence or intentional. Both are embarrassing. The WNBA, they just keep driving into a wall
nonstop
at full speed with Caitlin Clark. They now have a commemorative poster of 30 years of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark's not on it. And it's not just like an ode to the veterans that started the league. Paige Beckers and Angel Reese are on it. And Caitlin Clark's not. You guys, when she broke into the league, you moved her road games to bigger arenas to accommodate the fans. You were flying the last 6 rows of Southwest Airlines until she made such an impact, you transitioned, pivoted to private jets. And she's not on the 30-year poster. But Paige Beckers and Angel Reese are. What? I mean, recently there were TV games. Hers got double the rating of Asia Wilson, the best player in the league, the 3-time champ and the 4-time MVP. Double the rating. This is a paranoid, weird, insular league. And everybody, I mean, older golfers were...
They cannot get out of their own way on this one.
Weird, insular league.
They're killing the golden goose out of jealousy. They're jealous.
And everybody, I mean, older golfers were a little annoyed and irritated when young Tiger Woods got all the love and all the coverage. But about, a couple of months later, they went like, hey, wait, the purses have gone up.
Yep,
we're all getting richer. And they got over it.
Yep.
They got over the Tiger thing pretty quickly. WNBA can't get over this. And people are very critical of commissioners. I'm not. I think Goodell's A++. I think Rob Manfred's been on a 3-4 year heater, and Adam Silver got $77 billion in the TV deal. Guy's brilliant. But Kathy Engelbert, what are you doing? I mean, you're not heavily promoting her to the Olympics. I mean, you should have been totally outraged for the game. You can't put her on the 30-year poster. The officiating's awful and way too physical. Way too physical.
There's football and then there's basketball. Oh, the game was tougher. The game was a real game back in the 80s. They were throwing clotheslines and punching people in the throat. It wasn't even basketball. I like physical basketball, but look, if you want to wrestle, go wrestle. You want to play football, go play football. Basketball isn't that. You can pound down below and you can box people out and make it physical, but physical's different than violent. And this commissioner and these referees are letting it be violent. And she's going to end up getting injured out of the league.
NBA allows physicality in the finals when the season's at the very end. But they want to keep their players healthy for the regular season and early rounds of the playoffs. Why hurt your content? Adam Silver in the league now. You get to the finals, that's a man's game. Wemby, good luck. WNBA regular season is officiated like UFC. There's no eye gouging, but almost everything else. So
Nobody wants to see that.
Oh, and she didn't have great communications with players, according to players. So last night, Caitlin Clark, there's a hand to her throat. Nothing's called.
Okay. That angle looks a little bit less awful than well, never mind. Look at that. And in slow motion, you can see her intent. She smiles as she loads up to press down.
So, and she didn't have great communications with players, according to players. So last night,
But that wasn't a basketball move. That was a punch. She actually punched
great
her.
communications
Slid
with
down the
players,
chest and
according to
punched her.
players. So last night, Caitlin Clark, there's a hand to her throat. Nothing's called. Here was Stephanie White, the Fever's head coach, on the officiating.
They were so egregious. I mean, the fist in the throat is crazy. It's crazy.
But they're allowing it. Wonder why. They're getting payback on the white girl.
It's dangerous.
Bunch of jealous players.
The landing
Angry.
spot, when you went to review it, and she still comes down on top of another foot, like, I don't know. Because to me, that's like a do-over on a test. How do you screw it up again? And it's just, when you have these things continue to happen time and time again, eventually it gets frustrating. But I thought those were just more egregious.
You know, on the earlier show today, we went in depth remembering Scott Adams, how he got canceled. He was reporting on a Rasmussen study that says only 53% of Black Americans believe that it's okay. They agree with the phrase, it's okay to be white. Meaning 47% of the people interviewed by Rasmussen for that study said it's not okay to exist if you're white. You either agree it's okay to be white or nope. And Scott Adams says, if you find he goes, I can't fix this. This is insane. 47% of the people think it's not okay to exist. Then get away from these people. Get away. He goes, I can't fix this. I've spent so much time trying to help this specific community, and this is how they treat us. This is what he goes, no, get away. He goes, this is too far broken. The school indoctrination, the idiots on legacy media, the race baiting, Obama doctrine peddling, anti-white hatred coming from Obama and his ilk in the Democrat Party. I'm telling you, these stories are connected. The hate against Caitlin Clark certainly wasn't that way with Tiger Woods. That is such a great point. Tiger Woods, black guy, breaks into a mostly white league. Yeah, Vijay Singh was a black dude, and other players and whatnot. Chichi Rodriguez. Colin Cowherd did a pretty good job summarizing that. He's like, yeah, some players are like, I don't like this. Why is Tiger getting all the attention? And I don't know, what's this little black kid doing here? And I'm sure there was plenty of that. For a minute. And then they realized, oh, the money's going up. We're all doing better. We're all making more money, more eyeballs, more advertising contracts. It's rolling downhill. We're all getting a taste of this. All right, let's go. Caitlin Clark has been awesome for the league, but I believe they left her off the Olympic roster. Are you out of your flipping mind? They're allowing her to just be used and abused and beaten like a rag doll. And yeah, that video clip that I played in slow motion, oh, she started grinning as she rammed her fist into her throat. It's just, you got to be aware about what happens when you spend 3 decades saying it's not okay to exist if you're white. You're going to run into stuff. And this is just emblematic what you're seeing here in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark, please leave the WNBA. Just leave. You're bigger than the WNBA. Nobody gives a shit about the WNBA. Go play ball with Ice Cube. Start your own league. Find a bunch of girls that are going to play the right way. Hire some refs that are going to officiate correctly. Just go on the road. Sell out. Sell out. Sell a bunch of tickets. You could put on a great product. I don't know. I really think she needs to leave the WNBA.
I've been lucky. I've worked at NBC, ESPN, and Fox. I've had great management, mostly. 35 years in this business, the one thing I look for that's a problem with management, if you let little problems fester and become big problems, or you can't solve pretty easy stuff.
That's the Rudy Giuliani theory of, well, maybe we should govern New York, not letting the broken window stay there. The broken window theory. You got a problem, you clean it up right away. Broken street lamp, fix it. Graffiti, paint over it. Trash all over, clean it up. We used to just call that common sense. Now we got Mamdani the commie. You need to use two forms of verification in order to shovel snow. But yeah. We're a sanctuary city, and you don't need an ID to vote. It is such a fantasy land. It is such a Looney Tune, upside down, backward, bizarro world that the Democrats live in. I couldn't even imagine trying to remain the intellectual gymnastics necessary to just be okay with this stuff. It's just nutty.
That's the WNBA's commissioner and the WNBA product. The officiating's horrible. Caitlin Clark's too often a target. I mean, the 30-year poster is just icing on the cake. You can't figure out a way to put your most popular player on it. If the NFL came out with a 30-year poster today.
Who's the most popular player in the NFL today? Tell me in chat real quick. Who's the most popular player in the NFL today? Oh, my God. Wow. I don't know how to answer that. Myles Garrett comes to mind, Shedeur Sanders. But I'm a Browns fan. Who's he going to say?
To commemorate the last 30 years. And they did it a few years ago.
Oh, a few years ago. Okay, well, Brady.
Yes, they'd have, Brady and Manning and Favre. I can guarantee you they'd have Mahomes on it.
Yeah.
3 years ago. It's just like, what are we doing here? It's not that complicated.
Stafford, yeah. It's nutty. But I'm telling you, there's a lot to this story, and it's getting worse, and it's coming to a head. So stay tuned on Caitlin Clark Gate. One more time, just in case you thought I was... I thought this was AI. This is so George Floyd. No, she's not a cop. This is black on white crime. Oh, it was just a basketball play. Don't worry about it. Why is she grinning so damn much? She looks like the Joker. And she's yelping in pain as it's happening. I'm telling you, this is something. This is gonna come to a head. A 1-game suspension was as ridiculous as giving only 5 years to the person who set a guy on fire at the subway. Today, that was a story. 5 years. No. You set a dude on fire in a subway, you lose free-range privilege for life. It's not complicated. You're gone forever. Goodbye. If you stay peaceful, you can do a minimum security thing, but you're never hanging out with general population again. So here's a component to the Iran deal that President Trump is explaining, trying to really sell it. Some of the money that's going to be going to Iran, it's purchasing U.S. stuff, and it's not coming from American taxpayers, but it will help the U.S. supply chain.
All over the world, we're opening up markets for the farmers. We have another one, a new market coming up, and that's called the lovely country of Iran. It's a beautiful place. Would anybody like to go there? The Islamic Republic of Iran, they're having a hard time with food, and we're going to be taking some of their money and we'll spend it, and we're going to be buying wheat, soybeans, and corn, a lot of it. And that process is going to be starting pretty soon. It's going to be pretty big, too. I think it's going to be very big.
So let's see how it all shakes out. Fingers crossed we can just get some peace there. Russell Brand says the corruption was always in sight with Barack Obama.
So we had the spectacle of my successor in the Oval Office making broad claims around certain drugs and autism that have been continuously disproved. And
most people would define a vaccine as a benign and harmless injection that makes people immune to a disease, reliably preventing infection and transmission of diseases children are likely to be exposed to, and which in the absence of vaccination could be fatal or debilitating. That's a great idea. That's a great idea, and that's what vaccines used to mean. Why the presence of mercury? Why the presence of aluminium? What about the startling,
For the love of God, it's aluminum. It's not aluminium.
staggering rise in autism? You know what they tried to say? It's, oh, people diagnose it more. That's what's happened. Well, why ain't any Amish people getting it? So there's Barack Obama, who, whilst he might seem superficially like to be kind of delightful, charming and stuff, that dude's corrupt.
And he's absolutely full of it. Elizabeth Warren's asked about some of these crazy Mamdani candidates. This is great.
Are Democrats also overlooking, some unsavory things that their own candidates have done? I mean, I'm thinking of one candidate that Mayor Mamdani had backed that won last night in New York, who a CNN K-file reviewed hundreds of her posts. Daria-Liza Chevalier had a lot of them that said a world without borders and a world without prisons or police is possible if necessary, the only moral way forward. She said abolish the border, all deportation is wrong. I mean, are those sentiments that you think Democratic candidates should hold?
Look, I don't know her. I'm not familiar with what she's written, but I will tell you something. There is one of the three candidates that Mayor Mamdani
I don't know her.
Endorsed last night, whom I've known for a long time, and that's Brad Lander. I've worked with Brad Lander for a long time.
We had him on the show, as we called his race, actually.
That's right. That's right. I saw the little clip from it.
Are Democrats...
I don't know her. What about the dude with the Nazi tattoo? I don't know him. I couldn't be bothered to learn about the monsters in our party. Adam Carolla says, I told you people we've entered the chick think era and it's not good for our civilization. Just 7% of voters, mostly white and under 30, pick Israel-hating radicals to represent the Democrat Party. Cat Turd says, low IQ, useful idiot sheep. Mike Lee reminds us that T stands for temporary. Chuck Schumer goes, in a cruel and inhumane decision, the Supreme Court just turned its back on more than 300,000 Haitians and thousands of Syrians who have worked and raised families here because they faced violence and instability back home. Yeah, we're facing violence and instability here. Thank you very much. Because of you dopey Democrats. Mike Lee says T in temporary protective TPO order. Temporary protected status. Sorry, TPS. More broadly, our immigration, asylum, visa, residency, and related policies cannot hinge upon whether America is a better place to live than other countries, because America will always be a better place to live than other countries. People are right to want to come here, and Americans have a right to say no. No thanks. No, we're good. Only the best of the best, and we're full. We're good. Yeah, Pocahontas Warren. Crowder talking about the double standard of things with these radicals that Mamdani's ushering in. What's going to happen to America if they get more footholds of power? What happens? What always happens?
This first claim regarding this, I had to say it twice. It's true. All of this is a double standard. It's silly, but hear it straight from the dummy's mouth.
Everyone ship out now. Everyone ship out right now. They're doing Indian Hindu yoga. Not only that, look at all these foreign invaders. Look at all these Norwegians. What are they doing in Times Square? Deport. Look at that. Well, it just shows out the inconsistency in their logic. They don't actually care about foreign people in Times Square. They don't care about America being a Christian country. They just hate Muslims. They have no consistency with their logic at all. They're all false. It's like, it's just because the propaganda
You listened
against
to two
Muslims
Andrew
gets to
Wilson
people,
debates.
and so they're told and they think that this is, they're here taking over. They're asserting dominance. Asserting dominance by putting their head to the floor? Is this not,
Yes.
what's the difference?
Yes.
They don't care about foreign invaders. They just have a deep hatred towards Muslims.
Yeah, not asserting
So intellectually dishonest.
dominance by putting their head to the floor, asserting dominance by taking over a large public space en masse and worshiping a God that demands the subjugation, the conquering of any other religion, which has resulted in, by the way, about 200 million Muslims across the world today supporting violence against civilians, and of course, millions and millions dead, all the way up to, by the way, the 19th century when you're talking about Islamic empires. So that's why it's not allowed. That's why we don't like it. And that's why they're using our laws and our freedoms
against us
to try and subvert it. It is their form of cultural dominance. Also, just to be clear, it's New York. Okay? They didn't take down the Twin Towers by rowing. Here's the truth. I guess if we have
Norwegian rowing did not take down the Twin Towers.
put a finer point on it. Yeah, you can say it's a double standard. You could say it's not that we don't want foreigners. You're right. We're selective. There are some people who come here we have no problem with, and there are some forms of migrants who come here and we do have a problem with. And you're right. Islam will be at the top of the list of things that we wouldn't want to allow here. It's a very rational double standard in the same way that we apply a very rational double standard as it relates to violence aimed at women. Right? Is it a double standard? Sure. Do you respond differently to a woman who gets physical? Yep. Why? Because they're physically frail. It's not an illogical, it's not an irrational double standard.
New York City just kind of going for it. Save America Act, I mean, they just went on vacation, but they're still angry about this. They're still fighting to get this.
If you listen carefully to what the Democrats...
what did it say? Representative Andy, what's this guy's name? Andy Harris. Listen carefully what the Democrats are saying.
Socialists of America say they want everybody to vote. But the American people don't agree. The American people, you can poll anywhere in this country. You can poll Democrats, Republicans, independents, blacks, whites, Hispanics. Everybody agrees that American citizens should be the only ones voting in federal elections. That's all this does. And it says, oh, by the way, you should actually have to show a voter ID. Hugely popular with the American people. That's why the president backs it. That's why we back it. That's why the Senate has to do the right thing. If you listen...
Yeah, but the Senate is without a captain right now. Oh, this was so great. This is maybe one of... This lady from Dark Crystal, the Jim Henson movie. You know, like the purple-haired... what is it, a witch or a troll? I don't know. But her personality matches that dark character. This is awesome. This is Mark Wayne Mullen taking over for Kristi Noem, Department of Homeland Security. Kash Patel did this so well. Pete Hegseth did this well. You talk over them, but you talk at a moderate voice. You don't yell, but you articulate what you're saying so that it can be heard by the other side. They used to get away with, we're going to put somebody up here on the stand and we're just going to bloviate. We're just going to talk at you for 5-10 minutes at a time. You don't get to interject. You don't get to defend yourself. You just sit there and just take punches. Well, not anymore. This is such a better way to deal with these situations. Watch this. Mrs. DeLauro. There we go.
Let me just say this to you, sir. Again, it is my time. 3,900 children were separated from their families.
450,000 kids were lost during the Biden administration. You didn't say a word about it.
Mr. Secretary, do not interrupt.
Don't you point your finger at me. Don't
I
be a
will
hypocrite.
point my finger
Don't you be
at
a hypocrite
you.
then you
She's so high and mighty. She thinks she's got him. And he stands right up to her and says, no, don't you point that finger at me. Don't be a hypocrite then. Oh, you're complaining about 3,900 children that were separated from their parents? How about the 450,000 that Joe Biden lost intentionally inside this country? Oh, this is just brilliant. Oh, she is so mad that she can't talk without him being on mute. I love this. It gets better, but I just want to see this one more time. It's a masterclass.
Let me just say this to you, sir. Again, it is my time. 3,900 children were separated from their families.
450,000 kids were lost during the Biden
Mr.
administration. You
Secretary,
didn't say a word about
Mr. Secretary, do not interrupt.
Don't you point your finger at me. Don't
I
be a
will
hypocrite.
point my finger
Don't you be
at
a hypocrite
you.
then. Then you be as
3,900
you should be as upset about the
I
450,000
am
kids that
upset.
were lost.
And
You didn't say a word about it. For 4 years, you never said a word.
Mr. Secretary.
Could you put him in his place for
Don't yell at
You
me.
should
I'm
be
the
put in
good
your
guy.
place.
Let me just say this to you, sir. Again, it is.
Oh, she freaks the fork out. This is how you deal with these people. You plow through, you talk through them. You don't let them just get away with all this stuff. I mean, this is maybe my favorite video of the day. Maybe my favorite video of the day. I'm watching one more time. To hell with you if you don't find this as entertaining as I do. I think you do. Because they're all so high and mighty and snooty. They're so superior. They think they're so superior to you. They ain't. They're the worst.
Let me just say this to you, sir. Again, it is my time. 3,900 children were separated from their families.
450,000 kids were lost during the Biden
Mr.
administration. You
Secretary,
didn't say a word
Mr.
about it.
Secretary, do not interrupt.
Don't you point your finger at me. Don't
I
be a
will
hypocrite.
point my finger
Don't you be
at
a hypocrite
you.
then. Then you be as
3,900
you should be
kids.
as upset about the
I
450,000
am
kids that
upset.
were lost.
and
You didn't say a word about it. For 4 years, you never said a word.
Mr. Secretary.
Could you put him in his place for?
Don't yell at
You
me.
should
I'm
be
the
put in
good
your
guy.
place.
Let me just say this to you, sir. Again, it is my time. 3,900.
It's the best. I wonder what the comments are on this one. The New American Media says this is exactly how you deal with these Democrat demons. Don't sit there and take it. Tell the truth and expose them all. Democrats, always the embarrassing clowns. How's get F-zoned? What's the NPC thought from Democrats? Killing babies is freedom. We like fraud and hate the law. Vote for Nazis. We do. Make it make sense. Looks like Mo. All right. Well, that's tough to unsee. And your little dog too. That's a good one. She does say, oh. Here, let me leave. I told you what my comment was. Let me leave another one. The GIF. Is it a GIF or a GIF? Yes, it's this thing right there. Let's see if I can get a better picture of it, but okay, I think it's that thing. Let's see if you think this is a good representation. All right, here, let's put this up. Am I right? Dark Crystal? That's this lady. Yeah, just put a picture of the devil. Mo should not be insulted like that. Yeah, I apologize for that. Anyway, that's such a great video. You know what? Let's listen to Mark Wayne Mullen. He's not just about sound bites.
This is probably one of the most disgusting and disturbing things that we've dealt with. I dealt with some trafficking, child trafficking when I first got into Congress in 2013. And I actually stepped away from it because at some point it just starts wearing on you, and it's time to just kind of pass the baton because you get really jaded over it.
Burned out.
When we stepped in here, we had 450,000 kids missing. 450,000 kids that were given to sponsors that weren't vetted. No home checks, No one was going by to see if they're where they're supposed to be, not even knowing if they're in their same state, not even to see if the sponsor was who they were at all. We've recovered 147,000, and all of them didn't have to be recovered. I'm not saying all of them had recovered. Some of them were where they were supposed to be. They were with a family member, and they appeared to be doing okay. But we've had some horrific cases. There's one that's kind of been out in the media a little bit, where there's a ring of several adults that were keeping kids in an underground bunker in a dungeon. And the most horrific things that I pray to God that you guys don't have to see, because it permanently changes you. The stuff that these adults put kids as young as 2 to as old as 12 through, you can't make a horror story that bad. We've had some young ladies that we have rescued that report, and these aren't young ladies, these are girls, being raped 600 to 700 times, being locked in a hotel room and having to service 15 to 20 men. These are girls. And I hate to use the word service, but I don't know what other you can use. They were being raped 15 to 20 times a day, day after day after day after day after day. They didn't get holidays off. They didn't get nights off. They didn't work 8 to 5. They didn't work, Monday through Friday. They were locked in the room and highly drugged, and one male at a time, disgusting individuals coming in and raping these individuals. It is our mission. We've stood up and standing up even a bigger task force within DHS to go and find all 450,000 kids. It is my biggest passion that I have. And it should have, let me explain this too. Almost used a bad word there. What frustrates me the most is that this was preventable. And no one can argue that. This was 100% preventable. And we have perpetrators that are doing the most horrific things to kids. And as a father to 6, and 3 beautiful girls, when you see this, there's evil in the world. There's evil in the world. And we fed it. The Biden administration fed it for 4 years and took the innocent that's in my little girls' eyes, the innocence that's in our kids' eyes that we pray to God never has to deal with this, that innocent is permanently stolen. And we're trying to just restore some type of comfort to these young girls. But let me explain to you, young boys too. Unfortunately, we're seeing a rise of young boys being trafficked. Ugh. And it disturbs you.
As it should. But what did you expect from the child sniffer in chief? Real world complications, real world problems arise when your country's stolen. President Trump was furious before the Senate rejected a measure to restrict his war powers regarding Iran, and he got a couple people to flip. He got Rand Paul to flip. That's kind of a big deal.
Senator, the Senate rejected that measure to restrict the president's war powers regarding Iran. That gives, obviously, President Trump a victory. Why the reversal?
Because the president came to lunch. I invited him on Friday. He came to lunch. I run the Wednesday lunch, which is a policy lunch. He came and said, "What the hell are you guys doing? I'm in the middle of a negotiation trying to bring Iran to the table, and you guys say I have to withdraw troops? It's the craziest thing in the world. Why would you ever give the Iranians any idea that we're not united?" He was furious with the people that voted to say he had to withdraw troops when he's trying to get a deal. It was a foolish vote for the people that said, "Oh no, we have to withdraw troops," when we watch what President Trump's trying to do to preserve American lives and bring peace around the world.
I agree. But they got a few to flip, and that's important. Senator Rand Paul, according to Resist the Mainstream, says the whole Russia hoax was perpetrated on Trump by the intelligence agencies, and it's worse than people think. It was directly orchestrated by President Obama. He got his people together in January 2016, and they said, this guy Trump is dangerous, and we're going to go after him. We're going to put evidence all throughout the intelligence agencies, and we're going to go after him and prove this Russia conspiracy thing, which is really a hoax. All right. These are some of the stories I covered on the TNAM Daily Show. And there's more underneath it. Yeah, some tough stories here. John Thune says we don't have the votes. Get the votes. Go get them. Go get those votes. George Conway, says Roger Stone, a repulsive load of shit, spends $6 million, the second largest amount ever spent on a congressional race, to come in fifth. You could say Roger Stone's not a fan. Roger Stone's in our intro, too. I'm telling you, wait till I actually sit down and do it. I know I've been talking about it probably for 2 years. When I make the show intro the way it's supposed to be, and I can really give scatter shots of all the people we've talked to over the years, and be like, holy shit. Because it's kind of an impressive list on that, you know, the intro, outro video. So many more. Liberty Tango says there's no justice afforded to blatant evil. That's why pencils have erasers, you know? I'd make me king. I'll show you how it's done. Nothing cruel and unusual, but swift. And when you have monsters, when you have a bully in school, what do? You can't let him win. You got to confront him head on. The problem America has is the immigrants. It's not the immigrants, it's our government and what it's allowed. I mean, yeah, this government is catering to illegal aliens to come in and get phantom votes somehow and then change the country. Adam Carolla says, we now return to deep leg cross with the Obamas.
You know, it's not just the color of our leaders, but the of his presidency.
Look at that leg cross. That looks like it's somebody else's leg. Does it not? Let me large screen it. That is very unnatural, is it not? Who does deep leg crosses like that? I couldn't even physically do it. I have something in there that prevents me from doing a deep leg cross. How can he keep doing that? He always Carolla always points out Gavin Newsom and Obama. It's like a virtue signaling of femininity. I don't even care what these two have to say. Just highlighting the deep leg cross. So Trump administration scores another big win. Here, let's just listen to the report from Fox. This is big on the temporary protected status. Full screen. You want to play? Try it again.
And the Supreme Court out with another decision, this time regarding the fate of certain migrants living with temporary protected status. There are a bunch of them, and Shannon Bream joins us again with more. Shannon, how do we read this one?
Okay, so Dana, we read it as a win for the Trump administration, which has wanted to wipe out temporary protected status for more than 1 million people who are living here in this country. These cases centered on a number of Haitian and Syrian refugees who were here in the country. And basically what the court has said is that they can't challenge this decision by the Department of Homeland Security, by the administration, that they're the ones who get to make the assessment about whether they leave or not. I haven't read the whole thing, but they do get into some of the claims that by some of those who are advocating for the Haitian refugees, that there was some kind of racial animus. The court says they don't see evidence of that. So I'll keep reading, but it's another very fractured decision that seems to be a win for the Trump administration, which would be the second win for them on immigration. That earlier decision that we talked about that came out just a few minutes ago saying that if you get to the Mexico border, but you don't make it onto U.S. soil, you can't file an asylum claim. So the Trump administration has to be happy.
By the way, I think part of that has to do with the fact that if you're filing an asylum claim, you have to file it at the first country you go to. In the United States, unique situation. We are so buffered with Canada on the north and Mexico on the south, Atlantic on the east, Pacific on the west. I guess you'd have to worry about water landings. But if you make it to Canada, no, you don't get to file asylum in the United States. You stop at Canada. If you're really being persecuted, you stop where you are. You don't get, I don't know, man. I don't know if Kansas is right for me. Maybe I'll go see Super Bear up there in Vermont. I've asked Super Bear where he's from 100 times, and I always think Connecticut, Rhode Island. I overthink it. It's Vermont. Huge wins. But I just, the other part of me is like, why do we have to argue about this? Isn't this common sense? Isn't this, aren't we all on the same page of what common sense is in this circumstance? What are we even debating? Why is this at the Supreme Court level? Should we be allowed to tell people you can't invade our country? I don't know. Let me think about it.
About what they've gotten today. We've still got 8 opinions left, and it looks like Monday will be our next opinion day.
I was hoping something tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, what else? Okay, we covered that. Trump crushes rhinos. Yep, we played that. Yeah, is this just the roll call?
In this vote, the nays are 47, the yays are 47, the nays are 50. One senator has voted present. Motion is not agreed to.
So this was the Iran vote. Justin, overnight, the U.S. Senate blocks the bill to revoke President Trump's Iran war powers after a meeting with the Senate GOP 47-50. Then Bill Cassidy and Rand Paul switched their vote 50-48.
Yes, unfortunately.
I'm really sorry.
You should be.
I'm sorry, you should be. All right, the Senate changed its vote on Iran from 50-48 against to 50-47 for. Rand Paul and Bill Cassidy changed. Take 2 away, add 2. President Trump thanks leader John Thune, Lindsey Graham, Bernie Moreno, and all. This puts Iran on notice. So now put Save America on the floor. Exactly. I don't know what kind of skit or horror show this stuff is. Dr. Taylor Marshall says, imagine saving money for 5 years to finally see Rome. And when you get to Trevi Fountain, you have to watch this. Europe has no idea what they've done to themselves. Why does this improve anything for anyone anywhere? Why is this a what the hell is what are we? Dina says Bernie Moreno seems like a cool cat. Yeah, I believe Bob France. I guest hosted for him. Let me pull up his channel, show you real quick. I guest hosted for Bob France a couple days ago. Share this tab instead. Take a look here. We got 1.54 thousand views from 3 days ago. It was a pretty good show. Yeah, Bob has had. Can I sort by number of views? But yeah, I mean, he's had all sorts of big interviews. I believe Bernie Moreno is, if not a regular guest, a pseudo-regular guest. But yeah, pop over here and follow Bob's channel. He's got 1.9 thousand followers. Go ahead, jump on. But yeah, I believe Bernie's been on the show with Bob before. McCobston, thanks for being here. Yeah, we're gonna hang out in the evenings as long as I'm not performing stand-up comedy, singing karaoke, out with my friends, out and about, doing extra other work, or having personal time. So I will be going live in the evenings as many nights as I can. I'm 2 for 2 since I decided to start. Usually once I start something, I kind of lock in. But look, life gets in the way. But yeah, we're going to work on the presentation. I think after the bumpy start, because the computer was glitching so hard, I couldn't really even get the ball rolling. But yeah, thanks for sticking with us on episode 2 of the TNAM PM show. Yeah, I mean, what is even happening? Who said this would be a good idea to flood every country with non-citizens? All right. Ben Berkwam is reporting that the reflecting poll looks great.
God bless America. The question I have for the liberals, especially the miserable ones out here wearing their algae outfits that are celebrating the algae that they put in there. What are you running for? Do you have any policies other than hating President Trump, hating ICE, and hating babies? That seems to be all the Democrats run on anymore. God bless America. Looks beautiful. You don't have to be a miserable liberal. You too can be happy. Reject the lies, reject the hate, invite Jesus into your heart. Not jihad, not communism. You need Jesus. Rashida, you need Jesus. Enjoy the blue, baby. Beautiful blue. Look at that. That is awesome. Very nice. Nice job, President Trump. And your pool guy.
Okay, so that's the second report, including Officer Tatum saying it's looking blue and getting fixed again. So we'll see. I like the idea of cleaning things up and fixing things. All right, huge story, huge story. Mike Lindell vindicated.
Here it is, everybody. This is the second one now. Remember the evidence, the $5 million challenge got overturned last summer, and they said Mike was right. This is all about the voting machine evidence. And now yesterday, if you don't see it in the news, they did one article out there from Law and Crime. Dominion dropped the lawsuit against Mike Lindell and MyPillow. That was it yesterday. So, and I just want everybody to know it doesn't mean anything that I'm going to stop fighting these voting machine companies to, it was a nice gesture, but we are going to go, we're all in to get them, get rid of them, get to paper ballots, hand counted. And here I'm going to announce right now, it should be within the next half hour. We're going to be posting on Lindell TV, everybody. It's 800-page historical drop of the voting machine evidence. This has never been seen before. A lot of it you might have. We have bits and pieces were out there. This has been compiled over the last 5 years. This will be right here on Lindell TV. It'll be posted, like I say, in about 20 minutes. We're doing a press release.
Anyway, huge win for him. I'm not going to play you the whole 4 minutes, but good for him. We got to fight this. We got to expose this. We all know what's going on. Good for him. Leanne says, I like this guy. He's good. I've known him for a long time. Ben Berkwam. Yeah, I've ran into him. Going out to the political conventions, Republicans in Milwaukee, Democrats in Chicago, Libertarians in D.C., January 6th in D.C., inauguration in D.C. God, I've been to D.C. 3. Oh, in the Bronx. You run into the faces that you see all the time. Yeah, and Ben's always been around at all these places as well. He does some good stuff, for sure. But congratulations to Mike Lindell for clearing his name. But he's not done. He's going even further. Matt Van Swol reports that a 13-year-old girl is being praised as a hero after she defends her mom from an abusive man, slicing him in the face with a samurai sword in Tennessee. Don't need to bother reading the details. I did read it, but from the other room, I think it was her boyfriend was attacking her or something. It was the mother's ex-boyfriend. Okay, that's the part I need to double check. She grabbed a decorative sword off the wall in an attempt to stop the attack. Sorry, I'm going to read it. Why not? Deputies report the ex-boyfriend lunged toward the teen, and she swung the sword, slicing his face so severely he had to be airlifted to a hospital for treatment of his injuries. The girl's mother says she always taught her daughter to protect herself and the people she loves. Good for you. Very happy about that one. I love a good self-defense story. That's great. Approved by the patron saint of fuckaroundery. Introduce her to our Scottish queen. I believe it was when these Islamic supremacists were stalking and harassing this girl. And she's like, all right, come on, bring it. You want to come at me? I'm going to take several parts of you with me. I love self-defense. And I hate that story. This kid was killed by a 17-year-old boy, whole life in front of him. On Friday, he was beaten into a coma by a group of immigrants in France, and he died today. You won't see this on mainstream media, and you all know why. Because he's white. He's light-skinned. So his life doesn't matter to the lying legacy media. You know, like the 47% of respondents in the poll that Scott Adams cited when they canceled him. They said his life doesn't matter. Your life doesn't matter if you're white. It's not okay to be white. Migrants in Mexico say they're waiting for Democrats to win so they can cross into the U.S. border. I'm guessing they're talking in Spanish. Yes. Entiendo. Poquito. Gracias. De nada. Bill Malugin says, considering that almost everything done to secure the border during Trump's presidency has been executive action that can be reversed, and Democrats are becoming the party of open borders and no immigration enforcement, we may see another border crisis if Democrats take back the White House in 28. The migrants themselves say they're waiting for Trump to be gone. Bad, 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 bad news. All right. Britt Hume asking John Thune. Look at him. He's so unimpressed. He's look at that look on this bastard's face. It's so beneath him to have to answer himself. Let's see what Brett Baier has to hit him on.
Right, but for example, on the Health Committee, you have Senator Collins, Senator Murkowski. They've already raised concerns about RFK Jr., I think. When you have Matt Gaetz, there's already some Republicans who have spoken out and said some things. The numbers start to get problematic if that is a problem, and your onus for you is to try to get the president who he wants to be in the cabinet. Do you then punt to a recess and try to recess the Senate for 10 days and get those appointments in?
Well, it's an option, but obviously it takes, you have to have all Republicans vote to recess as well. So the same Republicans that you mentioned that might have a problem voting for somebody under regular order probably also have a problem voting to put the Senate into recess. You have to have concurrent.
He's blaming like 2 or 3 people. Whip them into shape. My God. Pelosi, as bad as she was, she got shit done. This guy is either playing for the other team or he absolutely has no clue how to do this job. Speaking of doing this job, reminder, if you want to toss something into the tip jar for the show, Venmo, Cash App, my name, Brian Engelman, PayPal, fuzzinstallment@yahoo.com, or Rumble Rant or Super Chat tips on Venmo, on Rumble and YouTube, rather, as well as Patreon. And everybody, please, can you go on, if you haven't done so yet, hit up our podcast. It's titled The Agree to Disagree Show because that's what the show was. We had the Unhappy Hour Sports Show for sports, the Agree to Disagree Show for everything else. But now we've kind of compartmentalized. But we're just keeping that name because we want to kind of boost it. So please go follow the Agree to Disagree Show on Spotify and Apple for the podcast. Drunk American social media influencer assaults 2 young U.S. Forces Korea service members near Osan Air Base, punches one unconscious, and threatens a woman companion. Okay, then. Not good. Gas prices should be coming down, but they're not. So President Trump is launching a major investigation. Take a look.
That you said gas prices were not coming down quick enough.
That's right.
And you are concerned that there is price gouging going on, taking advantage of the crisis. Sir, can you elaborate on that?
So it's ExxonMobil, it's Chevron, it's Shell, it's BP, it's a lot of them. The gasoline or the oil prices have come down so much, and we are not seeing anything at the pump by comparison to what it should be. We should be, in my opinion, at $2.25 right now at the pump. And we're higher than that. And we are doing a big investigation on it, yeah. They're not reducing the prices commensurate with what's happening. Look, we are sending out, think of it, 19 million barrels came out yesterday. That is a flood. That's like a gusher. That's an oil gusher. And they should be much lower, the gasoline prices, which really is what people see more than anything else, but for their car. But the gasoline prices should be much lower at the pump. And the oil companies are possibly gouging. I hope they're not, otherwise they're going to be in big trouble. They're going to be in big trouble. We're not going to play games.
Mr. President, have you spoken to President? Have you spoken
I
to
have.
oil executives today?
I told them, don't gouge our people.
It just seems like he actually cares. But then the New American Media, you might know them, wrote that humanity's been getting robbed by energy companies since they started. How about we get that Tesla coil rumored free energy while we're at it? Why don't we think a little bigger? iPad Kid says, so gas prices go up like rockets, and then they come down like they're using dial-up internet. Gas price check replied to Nick Sorter and says, well, gas not dropping proportionately is real. It's called rockets and feathers lag. Basically, the pump rises fast and falls slow, as sub $70 crude is still working its way to the station over the next week or two. More relief is likely coming as well. 225 target is the hard part. It's $70 crude. The math doesn't get there. Crude is only about half the pump price. The rest is taxes, refining, and distribution. The last time gas averaged $2.25, crude was roughly half of today's level. A realistic floor right now is around $3 average nationwide. And that's what we're dealing with. Super chat from a super guy, Liberty Tango. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you. We'll put that in the gas tank. Absolutely. You know what? I paid the electric bill today. That'll go right to the electric of the program. So thank you. Appreciate you, Liberty Tango. Liberty Tango, you said you're the northern easternmost part of Georgia, right? See, I can usually remember what people drink as a bartender. I've been a bartender for a while. Usually I have a bar background, but like this computer's not fast enough to maintain it, so it crashed. Luckily, we didn't lose the feed. Look, we had ourselves a fun time. Dug through a lot of stories. And there's always more. And that's why I really hope you're following the New American Media in all the places. Telegram, Signal, TNAM and TNAM Chat, Instagram, the New American Media. I didn't even get to that lady stealing the trash can. You know, yes, it's a crappy. Where is that story of that lady? I know I shared it on X. Oh, Air Energy, that too. All right. Tom Homan, yeah, an American hero, working to make sure America keeps winning. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Liberty Tango, in the extreme northeast part of Georgia. Liberty Tango went down to Georgia to have himself a time. Hold on. What's Irish whiskey, Brian? Was I taking a sip out of this while I was talking? I didn't realize. Or did you just order an Irish whiskey from my bar? Who is it that always does that? Is it Mark? It's Mark, right? You always order like a daiquiri and some pickled eggs, or let me get a gin martini and some beef jerky or something. But yeah, I was always pretty good at, maybe I wouldn't remember your name, but I'd sort of remember your story. I'd remember where you're from once we started talking. And I'd get pretty good at remembering your drink. Sour mash and pickled sausage again. Yeah, there you go. Sour mash and pickled sausage. Yeah, not a sponsor yet, but I've been drinking Spindrift. Have you tried this stuff? It's just real ingredients. There's no bullshit in here. It's carbonated water, peach puree, strawberry puree, citric acid to maintain freshness, strawberry extract from strawberries, no sugar added, 13 calories for a can. It gives you the carbonation. It gives you some sweetness, but not, 190 calories of just garbage, high fructose corn syrup. Friggin' love these things. Love them. It hits the spot when I feel like drinking something. Red wine, yes. My brother, may he rest in peace, was a sommelier. So he got very familiar with all of the wines. It's just a shame. I mean, he was an NRA instructor, a sommelier. Just like he had so much knowledge in his brain. And when Fauci's lies and Fauci's bullshit protocols slid him into an early grave, it's just like, man, that brain was so valuable. It just, as a human out and roaming the universe, like him around made things better. But, I do love Irish whiskey, he says. Yeah, no, we're not doing pickled pig's feet. No, thank you. David, I thought you would have done, like a Canadian club up there, or a Molson Ice. What do you drink up in Canada? Molson Ice? Oh God, let's think. Moosehead. Moosehead's a good Canadian one. Molson. What am I forgetting? I'm forgetting like a big one. Canadian club, obviously, because it's got the name in it. Crown Royal is not Canadian. What else is Canadian? Pickled okra and a Cuba Libre. Say that 5 times fast. Pickled okra, Cuba Libre. Actually, that's pretty easy. Pickled okra, Cuba Libre. Actually, well, when you think about it, it gets tough. But then again, you guys saw me karaoke in the beginning, so I'm okay with running off a long slew of words. Yeah, Moosehead. I used to love Molson Ice when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Something like that. Budweiser. Yeah, my band. Not the band you saw there. At the beginning of the show, I didn't even explain what that was. Maybe that was confusing. I did. That was a live music fashion show that we coordinated with a local fashion boutique. And so we coordinated all these cover songs, all these original songs, and we used it as a fundraiser. We held it in the college ballroom. We had a lot of people in there, and we had sponsors, and we raised a bunch of money so that we could move to Los Angeles. That was what a good time. That was a good show. That was a good live music fashion show, I think. Anyway. But my band before that band, on a spring break, we went to St. Louis. We came in second place in the Battle of the Bands and won free recording time in a studio. We never went back to retrieve it, but we won. We did good. Oh yeah, hams. There you go, from the land of cool blue waters. Hams. Okay. What about, no, not Schlitz. Schlitz, is that Milwaukee? Now let's ask Grok. Name the 20 most popular alcoholic Canadian specific alcoholic beverages. Said top 20. Let's see if we get some random ones on here. Oh, there's the one I forgot. It's right underneath Molson. Molson Canadian Lager. And then there's Moosehead is number 3. I don't know what Alexander Keith's India Pale Ale. Nova Scotia Classic. No idea. Cocaine. British Columbia favorite. No idea. Okay, number 6 is Crown Royal. I said Crown Royal, but I just... Canada's most famous whiskey. Then Canadian Club. 40 Creek. Wiser's. Alberta Premium. I don't know those. Sortilege, maple whiskey, ice wine, ice cider. Okay, a bunch of random shit. But you know the one we forgot? Can anyone tell me the one alcohol? There you go. There it is, David. There it is. Are you the first one to say it? David, you win. Yes. Of course, David the Canadian would get this. Labatt Blue. I've got an awesome Cleveland Indians. It's like a 3-dimensional. I mean, it's got to be 3 feet by 5 feet. It's a big Labatt Blue. Oh my God. Labatt Blue Cleveland Indians wall art. You know, something you'd hang up in your bar. I need to get that hung up, actually, now that I've been reminded. 40 Creek is good. I've never heard of it. Big Mouth Mickey. Hey, Big Mouth Mickey's. That's fun. But yeah, our band before that band traveled to St. Louis one recording time, and we toured the Budweiser Brewery. You know, I had a camera and I recorded stuff, and I think the video got corrupted. I was never able to view the footage. It was so distressing. I got so much neat behind the scenes footage of stuff. We took the Budweiser Brewery tour. It was gorgeous. It was so clean. The campus was pristine. I'm like, can we run everything like that? What's popcorn moonshine? Damn, that sounds good. Man, buttered popcorn sounds awesome right now, actually. Alberta Arnold. Yeah, another Canadian expert. Used to run karaoke years ago with Pioneer Laser Discs and CD Plus G. What's CD Plus G? We're the only game in town. I got a T-shirt with a green parrot that says Pioneer Laser Disc. And I think it was carrot for karaoke. Shit. I used to. I haven't seen that shirt in forever. Come to think of it, maybe it's in like one of my painter boxes. For like old shirts, old ratty shirts that I could paint in. Oh yeah. I went to St. Louis, like that's the hub. You're saying, but now it's all purchased over the internet. The real classic songs are hardly on one thumb drive. Yeah. I love me some karaoke. What's Mr. Sutton's Squeezins? I don't know what that is. No, not Modelos Negras. Those are delicious, but those are Mexicano, right? Okay, Popcorn Sutton was a legendary moonshiner. It has nothing to do with popcorn, unless it does. O'Doul's? Is that made by Anheuser-Busch? But yeah, the St. Louis, Missouri is like the hub. They have them in, there's a St. Louis, an Anheuser-Busch in Columbus, Ohio. I drive past all the time. Maybe not all the time, but I regularly drive past. Yeah, but regionally, they'll have them all regionally. But like the main headquarters is St. Louis, Missouri. Good times. Yeah, this right here, just sipping on a little bit of Trader Joe's bourbon. You know, you get those company brand products. This is often a bottle that double the price. Just something sitting on the shelf, just has a different bottle, different maker's mark, a different label on it. I've really been dialing back the beverages, but something about hanging out. Normally, I'll have a bar set up here, and it'll feel like we're in a bar. Now it just feels like I'm hanging out in a closet, which I sort of am at the reselling studio. Anyway, folks, thanks for hanging out. I'll have more stories in the morning on the TNAM Daily Show at noon on the New American Media. Final reminder, if you want to support us, subscribe on Patreon or YouTube or Rumble. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. Thank you so much. You know, and I still have more stories that I want to get into. I feel like I went on and on about Caitlin Clark a little bit, but like I think there's something to it. I think there's something intentionally happening to her that needs to be explored. I'm not the only one discussing it, but it really bugged me in slow motion watching that. It seemed so intentional. And look, I've played football. You know, sometimes when you're battling, you know, people are holding, people are punching, people are clawing, people are doing all sorts of stuff. But yeah, the referees are just letting them get away with it, and the fact that that idiot only gets a 1-game suspension. It's a big story. But yeah, you know, I didn't cover the New York Knicks lady who knocked the trash can over. I'll just say, let me just pull it up. We've probably all talked about this. I've shared it a few times. I've done 4 shows, and as I scroll, I can't find my instance of sharing it. There we go. Let me pull this up for you so you can see it. Final story of the evening.
Yeah!
Wow. That's gross. A Dominican from the Bronx, first-generation American. She's an executive director of diversity, equity, inclusion. A total bullshit job. Puts all the trash out on the city streets. No respect for the city. But also, you know, the Knicks can painted orange and blue like that. It's objectively cool, right? Now, look, I gotta come clean. You know, far be it from me to defend this dope. And just the fact that she works as an executive of unnecessary, illegal, and racist, or I'm sorry, diversity, equity, inclusion. You know, if they can use fancy words, I can use honest words. I did take the seat in front of me at Cleveland Browns Stadium at the final game ever played there. And I walked down the street with it. Lots of people in Cleveland Browns Stadium took pieces of the stadium with them because they bulldozed it. Sports memorabilia is cool. But like, I don't know. Do you think they should throw... This lady's been fired. She worked at what Chase or something? She worked at a big bank. Now she's fired. Should she be fired for doing that? I don't know. Yeah, executive director of community and industry engagement for card and connected commerce. Yeah, what? Executive director of diversity, equity, and inclusion. That was prior to her job at JP Morgan. She was at Inclusion, at Infatuation, a New York-based restaurant review. Oh boy, she's a restaurant reviewer. Don't make the jokes about her appearance. But anyway. Hold on. Best concert. Oh, and hold on. I'm listening, Liberty Tango. You were there? Best concert ever. Cleveland Stadium 1974. Is that like a Monsters of Rock thing? Who was there? Yeah, I got to go on the field for a Billy Graham rally. That was interesting. I got to go. I'm like, oh my gosh, the Indians play here, the Browns play here. This is awesome. Ortho, what's up? DEI, don't expect intelligence. Well, or doubly expect ineptitude. Hey. There's that as well. Before we leave, you got to tell me, what was the best concert ever in Cleveland Stadium, Liberty Tango? Now, I know in the 70s they had like a Let's Destroy Disco night. And so like God, was that also on Nickel Beer Night? They had a Nickel Beer Night, and it's just everything got so chaotic they had to cancel the game. But there was like something like Let's Smash Disco Night. So like the radio station would, put all these disco albums and get a steamroller to roll over them. Yeah, Arnold, you're right. I mean, short people have a grievance. Why can't they get in the NBA? We need more diversity in the NBA. They're all tall people. What the heck? It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Yeah, I feel like 2/3 of my life has just been going, what the shaking my head or yelling or like being just confused to the point of pain. I don't know. I feel like I must have done something in a previous life to just constantly have to deal with such stupidity. Because shit doesn't have to be this bad. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. All right, Liberty Tango, I want to hear all about that concert next time. Make sure you tell me about it. Anyway, until next time. I'm really glad you guys showed up and hung out this evening. And I think as I start getting a feel for how I can navigate 2 shows in a day. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, I think we can tighten this up. But it's also, it's like a late night hang. We're all unwinding. You got buddies in the comments. By the way, everybody invite your friends. Invite somebody. Share the show with somebody. And just say, hey, what are you doing tomorrow at 9? Or tomorrow at noon Eastern? Eagles, Jesse Coulter Young, Charlie Daniels, Kyle Sills, and many other. Way too much tripping. Sorry, dude. Didn't mean to step on your head. Don't take the purple acid. Yeah, I'll have to show you a picture. I think it's like, I got so many, but like me and my brother and my girlfriend at the time and a bunch of my friends from high school, we went to Woodstock in '99. Yeah. I got my hair all braided up. They wasn't quite dreads, but they were in braids. And I just had a knee surgery and Korn, Limp Bizkit, Rage Against the Machine. Jeez. Those mosh pits. We were so far back and the mosh pits went everywhere. Metallica, Ted Nugent, yeah. Metallica was I don't think Metallica did close. Bush closed night 1, Metallica night 2, and then Chili Peppers night 3, I believe is how that played out. Oh, good stuff. Mark's like, these are my friends, Brian. Who am I going to invite? These are my friends. We're all hanging out. Well, a neighbor, a cousin, somebody in one of your other Facebook groups that seems to be smart. That's what we mean. We need to expand the radius and start spiraling out. Start picking things up along the way. But thanks, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow at noon Eastern time, covering the news. We'll see what pops between now and then. Yeah, the evenings are going to be fun. Thanks for encouraging me to do it, because it's been on the list to do for a long time. So I will get back to it real soon. I I told myself I'm going to get back to it real soon, and then I just kind of didn't. And you guys kind of gave me a kick in the ass to, come on, just do it. And I'm like, yeah, I've meant to. Why didn't I already? And I didn't really have a good answer other than like, well, it's another 2 hours out of my day. But I love this. I love talking about the stuff. I love hanging out and chit-chatting. What better than a virtual bar, you know? Why go out and spend money and have to get home? Why not just hang out here? It's the best club in town, isn't it? Facebook, hell, I started a riot there. Well, I know. I've started riots in most of my social media sites. That's why we've been banned and shadow banned and demonetized and deranked and deboosted and every dirty trick in the book to keep us from getting the news out. But we persist. We will prevail. All right, everybody. Yes, I'll keep trucking, Liberty Tango. Signing out on behalf of everybody out there in the TNAM universe. I appreciate you. I love you, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.